Him Mark is really remarkable.
He's opened up, he's pried open a space in what I consider the master archive, the master narrative of American society. By sticking with people's experiences and sticking with, everyday politics, he's been able to document that story. And by action, by his work, has really anticipated a lot of the trends of scholarship today.
Well, I try to be a bridge between the Chinese Americans and the immigrants. Research is important in advancing the field. I don't really have any particular method of studying these things because I'm more the pragmatic type, and I'll try to start with whatever is available, and then build it from there. That's all. And then try to fill in the holes. And that's what I do.
Him Mark Lai is a truly extraordinary scholar, and anyone doing research on the history of the Chinese in America is indebted to him. I know I certainly am in my own research.
The history of the Chinese community with its own unique way, the obstacles that they've had to overcome, that's why it's important that we know that, because it's important not just to the Chinese, but to American history.
Mark actually is the true historian or true scholar. He understands what needs to be preserved for posterity. Things that we toss away today, he would save. And he and his wife, for an example, would go through Chinatown and pick up every newspaper that was published on the newsstand. And this, most people will be thrown it away, but he knows that it will be sometime very, very important to the future. I think if you go to his house, you have to sort out the newspaper to find him.
He's grounded that you study a community through the people that help shape the history. And I think that perspective is what is really important, that separates Him Mark Lai as a historian from others.
He's always so generous. It's not only with me, it's with authors, it's with students, it's with any number of people. I have never heard him or heard of him refuse anybody knowledge. And these are things that make him so unique in that he can have retention of that material, and it always seems like it's only a fingertip away.
Using Him Mark's work was really indispensable for all of us in the group for researching our families and using that information to ultimately find where our villages were and make the journey back to our ancestral villages. But being a part of Roots and going to China really let me put his work on the page into a real context. And so I was telling him that it meant a lot to me to really understand what his writing meant in the actual setting and in the landscape that he was writing about. I really feel like we all just have such a better understanding of who we are, and we literally saw where we come from, and that has just been so grounding for all of us. And I know it's something that will continue to be a part of who we are for the rest of our lives.
The first few years of marriage, I didn't like it at all, that he's so busy with his work. But later on, I realized that he's doing the right thing, so I should support him all the way. And I've been supporting him ever since. Well, he's doing good for the community, he's doing good for the future generations, so I figured, he's doing some good, and we've been living happily ever after.
You think?